Real quick, look, there's a plane.
Yes. Oh my
right
goodness.
There. That's since they moved that stupid aero base by
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Look, the moon is still up.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
This one's sneezing too.
Great.
Yeah. So that's the thing you have to. That's lovely. Let's all wonder if the cats have COVID now. We got 2 cats that obviously have head colds.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So what have you done today?
Okay, so what I'm doing is, remember I told you, trim and caulk, cover a multitude of sins. So I caulked all this to make it more waterproof.
Yeah, tighter.
And then, see here?
Yeah, I hear her.
And then I did all this.
All this trim.
I put some trim. This board, my son the genius had somewhere on the treehouse. I can't tell you where.
It's cool.
But he had...
It's live edge, I like that.
It's got a live edge. He had cut, believe it or not, I didn't cut this board at all. He already had this cut on it.
Oh my goodness.
And wherever it was, it fit here perfectly.
It's awesome.
So that's what I'm
Yay.
doing. And then I went over to the other side.
And we'll go over there in a minute.
Okay, so I had this corner. It was all rough. You might remember, just rough edges sticking out. Put this over the door. Now the reason why you put that kind of trim work over the door is not, if it's an exterior door, it's not just for show. If it's an exterior door, especially if, like, I ran a bead of silicone on the top of this right against the edge.
Right.
So on the top of this door like this, the water will hit and it'll shed it off and
better
keep
than
it
yes
from hitting the door.
Right.
Okay, so, and then I'm just trimming up. This one's not going to be trimmed, obviously. This one's a weird shape. But,
yeah. But you're
anyway,
just trimming
I'm
up
trimming
around
up the door. And I had that piece above the window where I didn't want to cut a piece of tin. I don't know if Lynn can get in here or not with all my crap everywhere. And the board that I used over there for that header was just the right size to go right here and cover up that tin and cover up the top of the window.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
right here.
I just have to see if I can actually see it.
Well, it was plastic bag before.
Ah, okay, because there wasn't tin on
I
it.
covered up the plastic bag.
Ha-ha.
And now it's time for my lunch.
Yeah, ha-ha.
Because my wife brought me lunch.
Okay, we'll go ahead. To the house. Okay.
All right. And whoa, and welcome to How I Spent the Apocalypse.
Yep.
Omicron edition. By now you all know everybody's getting sick. Everybody's getting sick. So we're just staying on the farm.
Yeah.
I got enough feed. When I first heard about the Omicron, I started keeping enough feed, and then when it got bad, I went in and got even more feed. So I've got enough feed to get me through February.
Yeah.
Which, well, should be the end of the surge.
I hope.
Well, because too many people get infected so fast that should be the end of the surge. Okay, so what have I been doing? You know that I took all those pallets apart.
Right.
Here's the thing. It takes longer to take them apart than it does to use them up. But I've been using them. I showed you in here where I used plywood stuff. But what you didn't see was how I'm insulating.
Oh
okay, so I had a bunch of this stuff
that somebody threw away.
Tony threw away from some job he had. So I put that all in the walls in here. And then what I've been doing is I'm busting up all the styrofoam that people gave me and that I've been saving for all these years. And I'm stuffing these walls full like this.
Yeah.
Just stuffing the shit down in there. As you can see, I've got styrofoam stuck on top of styrofoam, stuck on top of styrofoam. Yes. I'm just stuffing it in there. If there's a little place you could see there, I put a plastic bag. That's because the styrofoam didn't touch. At any rate, so what I'm doing is I'm just filling up these walls with styrofoam.
Right.
And believe it or not, I'm going to have enough, even though all of these walls here, I used the pool liner. In fact, if you look, you can see the pool liner back there.
Right through there, yeah.
Yeah, I used the pool liner on these walls. And then I slowly curled it and then put boards on and stuffed it full. These walls, between the 2 layers of plastic, are completely stuffed full of styrofoam pieces.
Wow.
And before I put the styrofoam in, I put diatomaceous earth in the wall. So hopefully that'll help deter bugs.
Yep.
Indefinitely, because it doesn't go away. So That's what this is, and it's all pallet wood. Now I used this plywood crap
Down here on the bottom.
down here on the bottom because the bed's going to go there, so you won't see it.
And that came off a pallet too.
That's also pallet wood, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell that's pallet wood.
Yeah.
But it's going to be behind the bed, so it won't show, so it won't matter.
I love the lattice pattern, but that a lot of that's going to wash off. But
No, most of it won't because it's sun bleached. Yeah.
That's sun bleached.
What
It's
happened
cool.
was at the lumberyard they had lattice sitting on top of this pallet, and it made a crosshatch pattern
That is too cool.
on it.
That is too cool.
So, but you can see it's like I just used whatever
Everything.
I had. I still have this section in here to do and above the doorway.
Well, but you're going to run that wire first.
I'd have to run that's here. Electric do not cover. Okay. I'm getting ready to run the electricity right now before I do anything else because, as you can see, I need the electric wire to go through here.
Yeah.
And I already insulated the motherfucker. So now I have to tear all this shit out and go through because I don't even know where I'm going to go through at because I've got it all covered.
Yeah.
So thank God I didn't put boards up there because I started to.
Yeah.
So I need to do the electricity right now. I'm putting one plug-in box here that I can plug a light into, and we could run extension cords and run...
Whatever.
Well, and also I'm putting it in such a place that the heater cord will reach it, because this is the center
this is
of the
the
building. We can put it right here against
The little
this
radiant,
window.
that's a radiant oil
It's a
heater.
little radiant oil heater, and it heats the whole place up without the ceiling insulation.
So with the ceiling insulation,
With the ceiling insulation, it should heat the whole thing unless it's just bitter cold.
Right.
In which case, nothing's going to do it. And nobody will want to sleep up here then anyway.
exactly.
At any rate, so that's what I'm doing. I'm stuffing and stuffing and stuffing and stuffing. And yes, just like you, I'm stir crazy because of the freaking goddamn coronavirus. And the rich people who keep bringing it to us. Because where did it come from? The Omicron variant. Not here. Who brought it to us? Not the Chinese people. Who brought it to us?
The wealthy who
The
can travel.
rich people who insist on traveling in the middle of a fucking pandemic. See how when I talk it makes spittle? That's how you get COVID.
There you go.
But you know what? I'm in my treehouse miles away from you fuckers, and I'm not giving anybody COVID. But I am sick to death of this shit too. But you know what I do? I build a treehouse
There you go.
out of garbage.
Okay.
You go build a treehouse out of garbage. Build a house out of garbage. You don't have a house? This is how to build a house.
There you go.
Same thing, same principles, all the same shit. Go to the goddamn lumberyard and pick up fucking trash pallets and build a damn house.
And you know it because you did build a house that way and lived
I
in
have
it for
built an
years.
entire house out of
Yeah.
pallet wood.
And lived there for years, yes.
Logs and pallet
And
wood.
it's still standing.
It's still standing. Somebody's renting it right now.
Yep.
And it's made out of pallet wood and logs.
Yeah.
So there you go. Windows that I got at a yard sale, a whole stack of them for $5.
Yep.
There you go. The whole house when I got done had cost me $500.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's somebody living in that house right now, and it's 36 years old. You can do it. You can do it too. Don't let people, oh, but that's not proper. That's not the right way to do it. That's like, you know what? If you live in a fucking tent, it's okay. You live in your mother-in-law's house, you live in it with your parents, you're doing any of that shit, build your own house. You can do it. It doesn't have to be fancy. Hell, you can build one. What I did was I built that old house. I built half of it, moved into it, and then built the other half after I was living there. Whatever you have to do, you can do it. You don't need to wait for, oh, and for all you viewers that watch all the time, I finally found the air chuck.
Yeah.
I found it in a bucket full of clamps and stuff that I had been using at the same time that the tire went flat, and I just put it in with the clamps.
Found the clamps too. Yay.
Found the clamps. Found that. You can find your shit too. It didn't really get swallowed into a black hole. I was pretty sure I was in a black hole and already in another universe, but there it is. Bigger than shit. Neater than Peter.